Everybody, it's Kyle coming to you a little late this week. There's a lot of reasons why. I'm going to get into it real quick. What's going on that's good in my life? I mean, my family, my life, just in general. The hot tub's been great. I know I keep hot tub. I know. But it really has. It's been pretty awesome. And I've talked to you guys a little bit about this whole deal, fulfillment by Amazon thing, where you can sell things on Amazon, and then, of course, eBay. But you can go to thrift stores and stuff, and not just thrift stores. I went to Cargo Largo, and I found a pretty good deal, too. But you can get these things, and then you can, they'll still be in the wrappers, is what you're looking for. And then you can turn around and sell them for what they're really worth through Amazon and through eBay. I prefer to sell, based upon what I've seen, videos I've watched of people, I prefer to sell things that are unopened, that are still new. But, I can see some situations where selling some used things might be pretty awesome too. It just depends on what it is. And I'm sticking mostly to media and maybe some board games and puzzles, but mostly media. But yeah, I picked up a bunch of things this week, and they are outlandishly fantastic for what I got them for. The one thing that I got at Cargo Largo was a box set, and it's got Blu-ray, 3D Blu-ray, DVD, and digital, which digital won't work anymore because this movie's been out a while, but for Rogue One, the Star Wars story. And it's brand new in a wrapper in like $15. Now, $15 sounds like a lot, right? But dude, I looked it up, and that thing sells for crazy money. I'm going to make at the very least like $30 or more, just because it's kind of hard to find. And so there you go. Just little things like that. Just keep your eyes peeled, pay attention. And thrift stores, basically what I do is I just look for unopened media or odd looking things too, like odd CDs or DVDs or Blu-ray or video games, And then for board games, you got to know the high-end brand of board games. But if you can find some of those unopened, and maybe even some mainstream like Hasbro and stuff games that are unopened or in really good condition, and they are slightly used, then yeah, you can make some money off those. I guarantee it. I found a puzzle, a Springbok puzzle. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but I remember them when I was a kid because they were the higher end puzzles that adults would get. And I got one of those, and it was like $2. And I'll be damned if that thing's not worth like $30. So, it's just. And here's the thing, man. I don't need to do this. It's more twofold thing, man. It's kind of a fun hobby, kind of like the hunt. And I love media anyway. And so I like looking through that stuff, and that's fun, But then I also like kind of hunting for these odd things, A couple of things that I found that are strange. I found a DVD-ROM that goes along with a textbook for economics, and it was like 99 cents for that thing, and it'll sell for about $30. I found a religious DVD, like a pastor speaking, for however long, and same thing, it'll go for $30. It's just incredible if you just look around, if you're willing to do that, and it's something you want to do. For me, like I said, it's a hobby. It's fun. It's kind of the thrill of the hunt, to see if I can make some money off the stuff that they're selling for pennies, So, I shipped off my first box today. Actually, I'm going to drop it off right now. And it goes directly to Amazon. They've got the SKUs and everything. So it'll be set up in their warehouse. Whenever they sell that, then boom, I get some money. Kind of cool. eBay, I've got listings on eBay for a bunch of items. And, just kind of waiting on those and seeing what happens. I don't know how to get that going. Sometimes you got to kick some of these things in the butt. The cool thing about Amazon is it shows you how much other people are selling them for, how much you'll make after your fees and all that stuff. And it also kind of lets you know when the last ones were sold, that sort of thing. But anyway, yeah, pretty cool. So that's what I'm enjoying doing at the moment. I'm going to go drop this off at UPS, and then I'll come back out and talk to you guys a little bit more while I'm on my way to drop something off at FedEx for someone else. All right, be right back, guys. All right, so that went pretty easy. I mean, the desired carrier for Amazon is UPS, unless they're doing it themselves, obviously. So, yeah, you can get the shipping label and everything directly through the Amazon seller app or site, and it's definitely way lower than it would be if you went to try and go either to UPS or FedEx or USPS. It doesn't matter. It's definitely going to be cheaper than any of those. So, yeah. But anyway, so what am I into right now? Well, for music, I mean, there's a lot of things coming. I've seen that my Michael Kiwanuka album has shipped, which is great. Can't wait for that. My Iron Maiden Power Slave, the 40th anniversary, I think. The Zoetrope disc that I talked about, that's on its way. And yet another Vinyl Moon is on its way all at the same time. And then Record Store Day is a week from today. So Black Friday is Record Store Day. And I will be driving to Lawrence, Kansas. And I'll be meeting an old friend of mine from high school. And we're going to just kind of go check it out and see what they do up there at Love Garden. My understanding is at 9 o'clock you can be in line or whatever, and you can get a token that gives you a time to come back. And then during your specified time, you can come back and pick through the Record Store Day, options that are available. So that's kind of cool. I kind of like that a little bit better. They also start later. Like, I'm used to going sometimes before 6 a.m. and standing in line for them to open at 7 at 7th Heaven, which, whatever. But these guys don't even do this till 9 a.m. So I kind of like that. Even though it's about an hour away, that's still pretty awesome. I'd much rather, get in there a little bit later and not have such a hullabaloo about the whole thing, because it gets a little crazy. But yeah, so we'll see there. I mean, there's one Van Halen album I'm kind of interested in, a live album. There's not much else that I'm too interested in for Record Store Day. I need to look at the list again because it does change, and see if there's anything else in there that I had not noticed before. Okay, so what have I been watching? Well, a hell of a lot of YouTube videos on this whole flipping items thing. I've been watching tons of those. I'll put a link up of my favorite guy who does it. It's called Thrift School. And my wife's like, he's kind of annoying. But I'll be honest with you. I mean, we're all kind of annoying, to be honest. I'm sure I am, right? So, but he gets excited about things and finds things. He knows so much about it. And a lot of that is from experience of doing this for a while. But, I mean, I don't know. I think he works also. But, I mean, I think he does this and almost makes a living out of it. I mean, you can. You just have to have, the real kicker is, now I went ahead and sent in, and it's just 7 discs, man, is all I sent in to Amazon. Because I wanted to see what it's like, right? And how it works. But what you want to do is hold up until you got quite a few and send them in then, because then you're going to be paying less for shipping per item, right? Anyway, sorry, I got off track there. Got back on to my favorite subject again. All right. So, yeah, I've been watching a lot of those. I've watched, really just the usual. Nothing too new. I did watch a really good horror film, which was recommended to me because it's basically it's a film by a kind of a hot director-producer guy right now that this is like one of his first films, and he did it for Netflix, and it's It's over a decade old, I believe. It might be 2013. But it's gone relatively, not unknown, but I mean, it never got too much buzz or anything. And someone said, you should watch this because it's actually amazing. And so I did, and they were absolutely right. It's incredible. It's called Hush, and it's about a woman who has written a book, a novel, and has been successful with her very first novel. She is also a deaf mute. She lost her ability to speak and hear when she was a teenager. And anyway, she lives alone in this home, and randomly some dude shows up and starts, the whole chase begins, really. It's more of a thriller. It's not really a horror film. It's more of a thriller than anything. But yeah, I mean, it is pretty horrific when a dude wearing a mask shows up at your house in the woods in the middle of the night. That's pretty, it's horrifying. Anyway, yeah, that was a really, really good movie. I liked it a lot. Now, I mean, other than that, there's not much else I've really watched. And it's interesting because I feel like I've looked at more DVDs, Blu-rays, and all that shit this week than I've ever looked at in my life. But yeah, I mean, I just haven't had a lot of time. And that's why this is so late, because I've been caught up in this and trying to figure out how to get signed up for Amazon to be an Amazon seller. And then in addition to that, all the ins and outs of packing this stuff up, getting the proper labeling on it, all that jazz. And it's not too awful difficult. I mean, the Amazon seller site and the app, they have so much information on there for you. So it's pretty cool if it's ever something you're thinking of doing. And, I mean, this goes for anybody selling anything on Amazon. One guy I watched that was pretty interesting. His wife makes this card game that's about wine. And so they have this card game called Wine Cards, and she sells stock to Amazon. I mean, and she sells it through Amazon. So it's pretty cool. And he shows how to package everything up and all that stuff and do all the stuff online. But yeah, pretty cool. I guess I'm back off this. I'm back on the subject of this again. Oh my God, man. All right. I'll settle down on it. But yeah, not much else that I've watched. I mean, it's kind of a weird time of year, and I'm trying to not watch much news, even though it's been extra interesting lately, and somewhat depressing. Let's see, what have I been reading? Yeah, I mean, I have read a little bit. There's been a few different comics that I've read. I'm trying to think of this one that I've read. Let me see here if I can get it for you guys and tell you guys about it. It's really interesting, and I didn't know anything about it, and then the next thing it shows up in my deal as a suggestion. It's called The Deviant, and it's about a dude who's really dressing like as Santa and stuff but there's odd and deviant behavior with this guy. And then it's kind of supernatural and strange on top of that, like more so than it already is based upon what I've told you. So really interesting. And I guess there's still issues coming. I went ahead and bought all the issues that were out there. They're only like a couple bucks each. And I've read the first one. But yeah, that one's really good. I'm really liking that. So, and then gaming, nothing new. And then podcasts. Yeah, I mean, I've told you guys a little bit about some of the podcasts that I've been listening to that are new. Redacted is another one that I've kind of haven't even started that one yet, but I've heard really good things about it. Kind of top secret, behind the scenes type of stuff. Looks interesting. Now, I did start listening to another one called Lords of Death, which is pretty strange true crime story. I'm not even going to get into explaining it, but if you like true crime, that one might be for you. But I mean, other than that, there's really nothing else new as far as podcasts go that I can think of off the top of my head. But hey, I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you guys putting up with the fact I'm driving around in my car, recording this on my phone. I didn't even bring. It's sad, but I've just been in a hurry to get some of this stuff done to see how it works and all that, and just ran out of time. And I've been particularly busy at work too. It's a huge project I've been working on that's come to an end, and it's just going through some final reviews, and then I'm loading it into our LMS. And so I've been really swamped with that this week. So that's about all I got for you guys. I appreciate you guys listening. It's starting to get really, really cold, and we do have just a little bit of seeding still to do. But we've got to place some of this soil and stuff first, and then we got to roll out the seed cloth and all that jazz. So if you're around and you see this all happen in my neighborhood, you're like, wow, man, look at what these people are doing to their lawn. Do me a favor, get off my lawn.